Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. I'm your host, Ellen, and today we have 100 trivia questions for you. Let's take a look at our Quiz Class awards. You can let us know how you rank in the comments at the end. We'd love to hear it. And our categories for today. And we will begin with ancient civilizations and lost cities. Which ancient city, now submerged underwater, was known as the Atlantis of the East? Dwarka. What was the primary writing system used by the Sumerians in ancient Mesopotamia? Cuneiform. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, were said to be built by which king? Nebuchadnezzar II. The Great Pyramid of Giza is part of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. What specific role does the Pyramid of Khufu play in this wonder? It's the oldest and only surviving wonder. The Inca Trail is the traditional route to Machu Picchu. Which ancient Incan practice is believed to have inspired the trail's design? Pilgrimages to honor the sun god. The ruins of Persepolis, a ceremonial capital, are located in modern-day Iran. Which ancient empire built this city? Achaemenid Empire. Pompeii is famously preserved under volcanic ash. What activity were archaeologists surprised to discover was extremely popular among its citizens? Gambling in brothels. Which pharaoh's tomb, discovered almost entirely intact in 1922, gave historians one of the most significant insights into ancient Egypt? Tutankhamun. The Minoan civilization is closely associated with the island of Crete. What natural disaster is thought to have significantly contributed to their decline? The volcanic eruption on Thera. The city of Ephesus in Turkey was home to the Temple of Artemis. What remains of this wonder today? A few scattered columns. The city of Carthage was founded by which seafaring ancient civilization? The Phoenicians. The ancient city of Teotihuacan in Mexico is home to 2 massive pyramids. Which celestial bodies are these pyramids named after? Sun and Moon. Which legendary ruler is said to have founded the city of Babylon and initiated its most famous construction projects? Hammurabi. The Terracotta Army was discovered near the tomb of which Chinese emperor? Qin Shi Huang. The ancient city of Tikal was a major center for which Mesoamerican civilization? Maya. The Roman Forum was the heart of ancient Rome. What specific purpose did the rostra serve within the Forum? A stage for public speeches. The lighthouse of Alexandria guided sailors into Egypt's harbor. What was the name of the island it was built on? Pharos. Which deity was primarily worshipped in the Acropolis of Athens, particularly in the Parthenon? Athena. The city of Mohenjo-Daro had advanced urban planning. What unique feature did its Great Bath serve as? A communal bathing area for religious rituals. Which ancient city discovered in modern-day Pakistan used a grid layout for its streets and brick-lined drainage systems? Harappa. And let's move over to the golden age of Hollywood for question 21. Which of these was not originally considered for the role of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind before Vivien Leigh was cast? Katharine Hepburn. During the filming of The Wizard of Oz, the makeup for which character caused a severe allergic reaction, forcing a recasting? The Tin Man. Which Casablanca actor was a real-life refugee, adding authenticity to their portrayal of the conflict in World War II Europe? Paul Henreid. Alfred Hitchcock famously avoided one thing in his films because he thought it ruined suspense. What was it? Happy endings. What feature of the Psycho shower scene changed Hollywood censorship forever? Showing a flushing toilet. How did Marilyn Monroe's famous white dress from The 7-Year Itch become iconic? The director rigged a subway grate to blow it upward during filming. Why was James Dean not allowed to drive his motorcycle during the filming of Rebel Without a Cause? Insurance concerns. In Roman Holiday, Audrey Hepburn famously rides a Vespa. What unexpected event did this scene have in Europe after the film's release? Vespa sales skyrocketed. What was the real person behind Judy Garland's pep pills on the set of The Wizard of Oz? To keep her thin and awake during grueling shoots. The Hollywood sign originally read Hollywoodland. What was its original purpose? Advertise a real estate development. What did the lion in MGM's iconic logo do during its first public screening? It roared so loudly it startled the audience. Why did Sunset Boulevard originally begin with a scene showing the body in a morgue, but was later changed? Test audiences laughed during the scene. Bette Davis famously feuded with Joan Crawford during the filming of which suspenseful classic? Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? In Casablanca, Humphrey Bogart wore platform shoes for what unusual reason? To appear taller than Ingrid Bergman. What iconic Hitchcock film premiered without an advance screening, shocking audiences on its opening day? Psycho. Marilyn Monroe's beauty mark was real, but why did makeup artists often adjust its placement? To balance her face in close-ups. What surprising object was used to create the sound of stabbing in Psycho? A melon. Why was Orson Welles' Citizen Kane initially banned in some theaters upon its release? It was believed to be based on a media tycoon, who is credited with the first coining of the phrase the Golden Age of Hollywood. A 1950s critic looking back on the 1930s. Clark Gable was nicknamed the King of Hollywood. What daring role did he refuse, calling it too sissy for his image, before it became a hit for someone else? Ashley Wilkes in Gone with the Wind. Famous explorers and expeditions for question 41. Who was the first explorer to reach the South Pole, but who tragically died on the return journey in 1912? Robert Falcon Scott. Which explorer is credited with mapping the first complete route from the Atlantic to the Pacific Ocean, famously crossing the Isthmus of Panama? Vasco Núñez de Balboa. Which explorer's infamous lost expedition in the Arctic sparked one of the most extensive rescue missions in history, only to leave behind a trail of mystery and unanswered questions? Sir John Franklin. In 1492, Christopher Columbus reached the Caribbean. What was the primary goal for his voyage, and what did he mistakenly think he had discovered? To find a sea route to India, and he thought he had discovered China. What was the name of the ship that became famous for its tragic fate after attempting to circumnavigate the globe in 1914 under the command of Ernest Shackleton? The Endurance. Which explorer, after his 1520 discovery of the Strait of Magellan, never actually completed the journey around the world but was killed in the Philippines? Ferdinand Magellan. Which famous female explorer spent years in Tibet and was the first woman to gain entry to the forbidden city of Lhasa in the 1920s? Alexandra David Néel. Which explorer is credited with opening the first overland route to China by way of the Silk Road, which connected Europe and Asia for the first time in recorded history? Marco Polo. In 1969, Neil Armstrong became the first person to walk on the moon. Who was his fellow astronaut on the Apollo 11 mission who stayed behind on the lunar module? Michael Collins. Which British explorer famously spent 3 years in the Arctic before being rescued in 1845, and whose body was later found in a frozen grave along with his crew? Sir John Franklin. Which famous explorer became the first European to see the Grand Canyon, and what year did this happen? Francisco Coronado in 1540. Which explorer made the first successful attempt at crossing the Antarctic in 1911, and what was the name of the expedition? Roald Amundsen, Fram Expedition. The Great Wall of China stretches across several provinces. Which section of the wall, often referred to as the Mutianyu, is known for being especially well preserved and is frequently visited by tourists? The northern section. The Statue of Liberty in New York was a gift from France in 1886. Which French sculptor designed the statue's framework? Gustave Eiffel. Mount Rushmore features the faces of 4 U.S. presidents. Which of the following presidents was the youngest when his face was carved into the monument? Theodore Roosevelt. The Eiffel Tower was initially designed as a temporary structure for the 1889 World's Fair in Paris. What was the original purpose of the tower? A temporary exhibition space. Which historic site in Jerusalem is considered one of the holiest places in Christianity, known for its significance during Jesus' crucifixion? Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Which ancient city in Italy, once buried by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, was rediscovered in the 18th century and is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site? Pompeii. Which massive stone structure in Mexico is dedicated to a god and is located in the ancient city of Teotihuacan? The Pyramid of the Sun. The massive and intricate structure of Angkor Wat was originally constructed as a Hindu temple. In which present-day country is it located? Cambodia. Famous European TV shows. For question 61, in the British TV series Downton Abbey, which historical event marks the beginning of the show in 1912? The sinking of the Titanic. Which famous Danish crime drama, known for its complex characters and dark atmosphere, follows the investigation of a young girl's murder? The Killing. The iconic British sitcom Fawlty Towers is set in a fictional hotel. What is the name of the hotel's owner, portrayed by John Cleese? Basil Fawlty. The German show Deutschland 83, which follows an East German soldier spying in West Germany, is set during which decade? The 1980s. In the Spanish thriller series La Casa de Papel, what is the name of the mastermind who plans the heists? The Professor. Which French series follows a criminal lawyer who defends controversial cases in the Parisian legal system, set in a high-stakes courtroom drama? Criminal France. In the British series Doctor Who, which famous actor played the Doctor starting in 2005 when the show was revived? Christopher Eccleston. The popular Italian series Gomorrah is based on a book by Roberto Saviano. What criminal organization is at the heart of the show? The Camorra. In Skins, the British teen drama, the first generation follows a group of teenagers From which English city? Bristol. Which of the following UK reality shows has launched the careers of pop stars like One Direction, Little Mix, and Leona Lewis through public voting and celebrity judges? The X Factor. In the Swedish crime drama The Bridge, which two countries are connected by the Öresund Bridge, where a murder investigation begins? Sweden and Denmark. Penosa, a Dutch crime series, inspired a US remake. What was the name of the American version about a woman taking over her husband's criminal enterprise? Red Widow. Which British TV series, famous for its modern-day reinvention of the Sherlock Holmes character, features Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman? Sherlock. In the Spanish series Velvet, what major event occurs at the start of the show, changing the dynamics of the fashion world in the 1950s? The introduction of a new designer to the store. The hit Italian show Montalbano follows a Sicilian detective. What is his greatest flaw, often adding complexity to his investigations? His strict moral code and refusal to break it. Which German crime thriller features a group of teens in a small town trying to solve a mysterious and deadly event that disrupts their lives, blending time travel and crime? Dark. Doctor Who has undergone several regenerations since 1963. Who was the actor that portrayed the iconic character between 2005 and 2010, bringing the show back into the mainstream? David Tennant. In the French crime drama Lupin, which legendary figure does Arsène Diop use as a model for his heists, ultimately leading him to challenge powerful elites? Arsène Lupin. The British drama Downton Abbey has won multiple awards. What real historical event does the series vividly depict, profoundly affecting the lives of the Crawley family? World War I. In the Swedish crime thriller series The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, what makes Lisbeth Salander's investigative methods stand out, setting her apart from other detectives in the show? Her hacking skills and photographic memory. Famous shopping centers. For question 81, Dubai Mall is famous for housing one of the largest aquariums in the world. What is the name of the tower it's built next to? Burj Khalifa. London's Harrods is one of the most luxurious department stores globally. Which year was it established? (1849). The Mall of America in Minnesota has an indoor theme park. What is the park's name? Nickelodeon Universe. Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills was famously featured in which 1990 romantic comedy? Pretty Woman. West Edmonton Mall in Canada features a replica of what famous ship? The Titanic. Galleria Vittorio Emanuele II in Milan features what iconic shape in its glass ceiling design? A cross. Bangkok's Siam Paragon Mall is home to one of the largest aquariums in Southeast Asia. What is its name? Sea Life Bangkok. Singapore's Orchard Road is home to several luxury shopping malls. Which one has a rooftop infinity pool? Marina Bay Sands. In which European city would you find the historic Kafkas des Westens, one of the largest department stores in Europe? Berlin. The Forum Shops at Caesars in Las Vegas features replicas of which ancient city's architecture? Rome. And for question 91 to 100, popular foods. Pizza originated in Naples, Italy, but which ingredient was introduced to Italian pizza only after it was discovered in the Americas? Tomatoes. The croissant, widely associated with France, actually has origins in which country? Austria. Baguettes are synonymous with French cuisine. What government regulation determines their ingredients? The French bread law of 1993. Churros, a popular snack, are traditionally paired with what type of drink in Spain? Hot chocolate. Paella, Spain's famous rice dish, traditionally uses what type of seafood as a key ingredient? Shrimp. Po is a traditional soup made with rice noodles and broth. It originates from which country? Vietnam. The Impossible Burger is made to mimic beef, but is completely plant-based. What key ingredient gives it its meaty flavor? Kim. What is the traditional name of the Korean side dishes that accompany meals, such as pickled vegetables and small salads? Banchan. The Mexican dish mole is a complex sauce often served with meat. What surprising ingredient is commonly included in its preparation? Chocolate. The Belgian waffle is distinct for its deep pockets and light texture. What key ingredient is often added to the batter to create this texture? Yeast. And for our bonus question, the classic French dish coq au vin traditionally uses which type of alcohol in its preparation? Let us know the answer in the comments, along to how well you ranked with our quiz class Einstein rewards. As always, thanks for playing this quiz. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.